Leading people, most of them who were strangers to me, was very interesting. Not bad as herding cats, but pretty close to it.
Y'all just kind of bring your circle this way.
But going through all the checkpoints and our badge getting searched, everybody getting searched was a little bit of stress, but we got through it. Everybody seemed to have a good nature about it.
So this wasn't a evangelism trip. What kind of trip did we go on?
This would have been more of a ministry trip. Solid Rock Bible Camp is a non-for-profit, and everyone who works there is self-funded, meaning that if they're a missionary there, staff person, director, they raise their own salary. Nobody pays them. There's not a Southern Baptist Convention that pays them. There's not a missions organization. They're self-funded. So all the money that they get from camp registrations, from fees, goes to the camp. Each person's salary is raised individually. So for them to do camp, they depend on groups like First Baptist who come in and volunteer and do major construction projects. They've had groups come in that build entire cabins. They have groups come in that serve food. They have groups come in, such as us, who do varied jobs around the camp, from putting up trim to sanding boards to tearing off decks. So they really depend on groups to help them function and get major things done during the year.
What was the best moment of the trip?
The best moment of the trip for me personally would have been seeing all of the groups doing a task, all 28 of us busy doing something to help the camp. Everybody had a project, everybody had a job, realizing they were using their gifts and their talents to serve the Lord and serve this camp. The funniest moment was when we took our sea cruise to see wildlife, and a lot of us got sick, and Bill Parks was making fun of me and I was making fun of Bill, and we were making fun of the wildlife that we were not seeing. And we had one free day that we could go on the wildlife tour, and it happened to be a day with very rough seas and happened to be a day that was not good to see wildlife. So we missed a lot of no whales, very few puffins, and it was bad to have people sick and vomiting and throwing up. So if you want to test what kind of person you are, take a bunch of strangers to a strange place and dump you off for 10 days and say, make it work. So, but I'm very proud of our group. Everyone wanted to serve, and even when things got a little out of hand with the construction, everybody kind of just threw in a little extra time. I mean, we were 11 o'clock one night getting off that deck, me, and I know there was others who stayed up there past what I did. So it was a good trip, very good trip. I never slept so close to moose before. One other funny thing is Virgil kept losing his hat. That was funny.
Virgil, where's your hat?
Virgil? Hit in the back upper bowl.
He's through working.
But, you know, Joey, another positive of the trip was the multi-generational service from our church. We had kids down to 13 years old. Up to 97-year-old World War II veterans. And the ability for all of us to work together, the ability for us to get along, was just a testament to our church and praying and people having a servant attitude.
Tell me something cool about Solid Rock Bible Camp.
I think it is very neat that they don't turn any child away. No matter what the reason, financially they will take care of things, raise the money for it, or even have a work program where the kids can come and work for a couple weeks and then get a free week of Bible camp. They're not turning anybody away, regardless of what their circumstances are. Ted told us there were several children led to Christ that week, and so we know we made an impact. We know we did, because we gave our all so that other people could give their all to those children. And one of the stories that he told us that was the most impactful for me was when he talked about the child that said that the speaker said something that scared him. And he asked, well, what scared you? And the child said the word eternity, to know that you're going to be somewhere forever. And that's scary if you don't know Christ and don't know the glory that comes with being a Christ follower. Eternity.
Another hard part was developing relationships with the kids, but not knowing that they left with the intentions of continuing the relationship with God. Some of the kids, they were there and they got saved, and that was awesome to see. And it made me feel like we did our jobs, we did what we were supposed to be doing. And some kids, they left the same way as they did when they got there, which was also, it was hard to see. But we I hope and pray that during the time that they were there, hope that we did enough for them to sometime in the future develop a relationship with God.
Yeah, there was something that we had a guy named Josh who was one of the counselors there. And something that he said to me kind of like opened my eyes, and he said that, you know, a lot of times the stuff that we do, we're not going to see the rewards for it. Like, you know, you're not going to see all of a sudden a kid's going to be like, okay, I want to follow Jesus. But you plant that seed, and over time, you know, things start happening. He'll remember stuff that he went through. And something he also said is that, you know, oftentimes, you know, just this week of the kids being here is probably like the happiest that they've been for the longest time. So you just have like an impact of those kids' lives or something that just kind of like really touches your heart, because you realize how much this actually means to people. You know, like you're coming up here and you're having a fun time too, but you don't realize, you know, the impact you're having in these kids' lives. And I think that's just something that that God put on us, you know, going up there, and just something that we're getting out of it is just, you know, is that you have an impact, and everybody has the impact, whether you know it or not. Everybody has somebody that they're looking up to, whether it be a little sister, a little brother, the kids at high school, the kids at middle school. Everybody's looking up to someone, and so just to be that kind of role model for these kids, and you know, just being there for them, kind of like helps you. Just kind of warms your heart to see, like, you know, what's God's purpose for your life. So I think I found out.
My name is April Yarborough. The way I got to come on this mission trip to Alaska with the First Baptist people is through Lynn McVeigh and Taylor McVeigh. I've known her my whole life. Coach Taylor in softball, and she just came up to me one day at practice like, hey, you want to go to Alaska on a mission trip? And I was like, huh? I said, sure, let me think about it. And I prayed about it, and my church supported me 100%, and I'm very glad that I got the opportunity to go. The best moment of the trip to me would probably be when you guys were out there in the pouring rain working on that deck that, believe it or not, each one of us had a part of that deck, taking it down, handing boards, whatever it was. But I feel like each one of us all had a small part in rebuilding that deck. And I was up in the chapel, and one of the kids came and just kind of sat down and was watching you guys, and that just, to me, that was just what the whole experience was about. We were there making that place better for those kids, so they'll be able to know Christ and enjoy themselves. I wanted to come on the trip to you know, get a better feel of how to grow through Christ, through serving others, through you know, letting others see the light that I have and what God's done for me. And I just feel like I've been so blessed by, you know, God, and that I really needed to find some kind of way to give back. I mean, they say when you know you're meant to go on a mission trip, God will let you know, and He definitely let me know. That whole first day of fishing was comical. It goes in the top 10 of my funniest moments ever. Actually, Randy walking in this airport right now is pretty comical. But that was pretty funny. I mean, there's a lot of funny moments.
Randy, what was your favorite part of the trip?
I get to bond with everyone from our church, camp, meal stuff, because I know they need it, and then give it out to people in the Bible study.
We have a very limited full-time staff, and we also have a very limited building season. It's the same season we try to run all our camps through. And so when a volunteer group comes up, like the Alabama team, they're able to accomplish in a short time what would take us a tremendously long time to do. Plus, they're doing it in a season when the weather is fairly reasonable and you can be fairly efficient in what you do. We appreciated them because they've been very gracious with us, had some fun, we hope.
Oh, I can do it like 90 problems.
But also felt like they accomplished the purpose that we have in sharing the gospel with the youth of Alaska.
What was your favorite part of the trip?
Listening to all those women go on and on every time they call and knowing that we built a safer deck for kids to play on.
There you go.
Do I look at the camera, look at the white, look at the puffy thing? I hope you're a good editor. Joy, when I got, can I say Joy or not? Sorry.
My name is April Garber.
You don't have to yell. We'll start over.
All right, Joey.
I don't know how to use this. Hey.
Hello, Joey Jones.
What's up? Real Randy Dawkins.
This is the real Joey Jones.
This is our third plane ride together, and we finally got a seat next to each other.
Jeez, that.
Right over my shoulder here, Randy is talking to a female.
You see this move just boom, 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 going by, and we're like, ah, look at my. It's like total.
I saw these. I said I had to get them. These look nice.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Why am I talking to a camera?
I mean, Doug, I got you beat for the smallest fish.
What did you sound like when you got married?
I was not excited.
Holy cow.